From New York and on the new Hot 97 app, Ebro in the morning. On Hot 97.
Ebro in the morning, Laura Styles, Rosenberg in the right hoodie, man. You knew Consequence was coming. He was like, yo, rocking my tribe gear.
Well, that and I rock
prepared.
it literally once a week. The red or the black one. It's like, it's everyday wear.
Wearing the exclusive BBC Tribe Called Quest collabo Letterman. I'm tight. Ooh, I'm super tight.
Ooh. Tight, man. Love is love.
Yo, if that one fit me, yo, I'll try to hit you like, yo. We had to check that in. Check that in.
Check in on that.
That's your
Yo, Consequence, what's up, brother?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Of course, bro. So, you are kind of the I don't know if everybody knows, but you have been working behind the scenes, designing and creating a lot of this tribe gear that people are buying and getting out here, right?
Yeah, Q-Tip gave me my inheritance years early.
Yeah.
So he's just like, just take the merch company and just operate on my behalf. And, obviously.
Pull the mic close.
Obviously, you have a vision, We have been talking about, like, just fashion even in the last when the last LP dropped. If you were in New York, you might have stopped by the pop-up shop.
Right.
So that's kind of like, I started like literally like slowly inserting input into just like what the final product would be. And it just kind of morphed organically or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And eventually he was just like, yo, I just want you to take it. Just take it. Let me see what you could do with it. And I had a extensive definitely during my stint with good music, obviously like one of the things that me and Kanye were like big on, like people really don't know, is like just shopping together and just since he got the deal at Rockefeller, like when he first got on, we were hitting the Louis store, buying the Louis Wallabies, just like different pieces that people never really. A lot of people like the mass didn't consume, but we were up on it, and that's always been like a thing with hip hop. Like fashion is like an unsung hero in hip hop. Like if you think about clothing from a hip hop standpoint, like the golden era and all the best eras have like clothes
Everything
associated with
everything.
You know what I'm saying? Rakim. You think about
My Adidas.
I Ain't No Joke video, My Adidas. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So this is like just an extension of Tribe from and Consequence from just like a art standpoint, like working with BBC is for me just like a dream come true. You know what I'm saying? Like
how did that come about?
Actually, when the album dropped, we were doing Saturday Night Live and Pharrell called Buster and me and Pharrell were on the phone and he was just like, yo, the work on there is incredible and I just, let's do something in the future. And so actually, Caden had a version of the Minions theme song that came out. We'll call We the Minions.
Your son.
My
Your
son.
son.
Yeah, my son. So I was actually trying to get the record on the soundtrack for the Despicable 3, but by the time I mixed it and mastered it, the soundtrack was closed. But we kept in touch. So when the Grammy snub happened, Pharrell sent out a tweet saying how, basically how he used Low End Theory and Midnight Marauders to curate his own career. You know what I'm saying? That was like his starting point. So when I saw it and I posted it on Instagram, and just from all the things that I've been through in my career, I definitely try to, instead of harping on having lemons, try to figure out how to make a lemonade stand at this age and in this wisdom. So I reached out to them and I was like, hey man, I think now would be the perfect time, given this, to like do this. I know this is off the cuff of music, but it's like the perfect collab. And they were instantly into it. Instantly, we basically, over the holiday break, got up with one of our designers at Threshold. Her name is Connie June, and I literally had just got a computer with Photoshop, and this was like the first project. Like I handed the merch board in New Year's Day, and they was like, "Yo, that first white hoodie was the first thing that literally I made." Like I was just like, "Yo, this shit here's gonna do it," and then I got to the other black hoodie, and then I got to this. When I got to the varsity, I was like, "Yeah, when this hit, this is equivalent to like, for me personally, maybe not for other people, but this is like this jacket to me is the equivalent of me working on Beyonce's party.
Yeah.
Like from how I feel about it as an artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, how I feel about it. I feel like this is like it's gonna cut mainstream from a digestion standpoint, but then at the same time, but you cannot deny the art in it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I felt when Party went #1 at radio. I was like, I finally, and sometimes it's you. It might be you as an artist. This is why I always continue to do the writing behind the scenes and other things behind the scene, because sometimes it could be you. I have the Grammy family, but then at the same time, as an artist, is that all I had to contribute is just the Grammy family. And now, mind you, got a shout out on that, so I've been fucking with you. But then there's other outlets like working with a Beyonce where that record was initially on my album, but I never finished no verses to it. I just did the We Like the Party part and did the Slick Rick part, and then it was just like she put her contribution to it, and then it was just like a work of art. It's like the same thing with this.
A dope collaboration.
Yeah, it includes a bunch of stuff. So take us through the jacket specifically, which is going to be the most limited piece in the collection.
Right.
Take us through what it is. Like, what does each thing mean? How'd you do it?
All right. So for instance, with this, I thought it was really important to from a collab standpoint, just small details, like you see ATCQ in the billionaire font,
which
here.
normally is a BBC, but
which normally is the BBC. But for this occasion, we did this, and then we added the detail of the tribe stripe, and the 5 is dedicated to Fife because that was his
5 foot,
his 5 foot assassin,
and it's got the
traditional tribe stripe, and then here it says the space program, which is the last video for Tribe, which will be exclusive on your home, Apple Music.
Right.
And it says established the release of the album date in Roman numerals, and then says for Malik, which is dedicated to Fife.
And then what's on the back?
And then the back is
the Billionaire Boys Club with the stick man.
That's
nice.
a really great collab, man. You did a real nice job.
That's dope. And how limited are these jackets?
You better cop.
So it's only at the BBC store in Soho, or will it be online?
It's online at 6 o'clock, and then we have online exclusive in the ATCQ store. There's an exclusive reflector for Malik hoodie that we have. We have the Astronaut Man, which is like a BBC archive that they let me design with for this collab. We have this hat on an online store, and then this hat is in stores in money green to look crazy. The number one thing about this for me is just inspired by wearing Carl Canine, inspired by shopping at Jimmy Jazz and S&D's as a kid on Jamaica Ave, and just wanting to bring that kind of excitement back to New York. So I'm just really happy about it.
When pieces are sold, and I'm sure Fife's family's being taken care of, and all that works, but talk about the business aspect of how great it is for the fans to want to support this Tribe gear and what it does.
I'll say this, I to kind of address any detractors, because with the tradition of Tribe being a 30-year group, you will have people who from a business standpoint feel like it's not a traditional move of substance, to where you guys are selling clothes, but the thing is, at this juncture in music, for your favorite entertainers, diversity is the key to existence. You have to diversify. It's so great that Public Enemy is doing a drop with Supreme.
That's Supreme, Fear of a Black Planet. Drop. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
With the giant Fear of a Black Planet rug and the whole.
They're doing the shirts though too.
Shirts, hoodies, crews.
Have I told you that I'll need you to?
Nah, I didn't get that email.
And then they got the clip where they got the bullseye symbol.
Yep. The crosshairs.
The crosshair symbol hitting Reagan and Bush and Trump in the head. That's rap. That's hip hop. This is hip hop. This is you got to understand. For my inspiration in doing any of this is the legacy.
Well, and I think what people miss in if I've never heard of a detractor saying,
Yeah, you probably
Tribe,
see it. I didn't
I've
even know
never
people
seen
detracted.
someone
reason why I'm
upset that
just-
Tribe is now monetizing a logo that they own. Right. At a time when, you know, streaming obviously is what it is and people make money on it.
But not much.
But not
Right.
much.
Right.
And when you go back, you know, artists weren't able to monetize their merch like that.
It's like the NBA.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the NBA, like where, you know, Tribe is in a very fortunate space where you were Moses Malone, but now you could get paid for being Moses Malone at his apex. Because that's the thing, like, you know, like.
It would be as if the Moses Malone could put out a sneaker right now, and the sneaker would sell and make a lot of money.
Would clock like a Jordan.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Par relevancy of concurrent relevancy or energy of, you know what I'm saying, like as far as like social medias, just off the name and the brand value and the equity and the sweat equity. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I want people to understand, that, you know, for as much sweat equity that Jerobi, Fife, Ali, Tip, myself, and even Buster, like, for what we've contributed to the culture, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying nobody owes anybody anything, but, you know, when you do produce dopeness, it should be able to be recognized.
First of all, I haven't heard of this. Anyone detracting would be insane.
No, it's small, but, you know,
the idea that in hip hop though merchandising isn't part of it. Like what? What part of the game is that?
Well,
talk to an artist. Talk to any artist you ever like.
No. Well, let me tell you something. There's a Mason Dixon between hip hop and rap. Number one.
Sure.
Which is traditional hip hop and culture and value from a traditional sense isn't about commerce.
No, it's not. The creation of the music isn't about commerce at first.
The art.
It's about art.
But
not capitalizing silly.
But listen, you got rap fan. That's why I said it's a Mason Dixon line, because at the end of the day, what you're saying, if you told that to a Tekashi or Slump or Yachty, they totally get it. Their fan base totally gets that. A Tribe fan base, you know what I'm saying?
It's mixed, you're saying.
In fairness, and it's understandable, and that's why I want to explain it, so where people, I'm not against anybody's opinion. I just wanted people to have an understanding of
I think the
scales
simple
of balance.
right, but the simple thing is to be able to support a group that you love, that has given us great music and has a phenomenal logo, and something that'll be a part of hip hop history forever. Right, to be able to monetize the success of that, so that the artists that were involved, Fife's family, Q-Tip, Jerobi, Ali Shaheed, Consequence, can still today continue to provide for their families after years of
and then even like I said, for me, I mean, I'm gonna make money regardless, but at the end of the day, God willing, but at the end of the day, like I said, even in diversifying, for me it's art. Like, for me, it's another way.
You're creative. It's a creative outlet.
It's another way of expression.
Yeah.
But I guess there's just an element to it that frustrates me, because 13-year-old me might be salty about this. Nah.
That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Yes,
that's what I'm
and
trying
I
to
can
say
see
to
it.
you.
But I grew up, like, it's not even about growing up and selling out.
It's evolving.
It's about being silly.
It's the whole sellout
But
thing.
there is a small-mindedness
Karis One did a Sprite commercial, y'all.
Guys,
that was the moment I knew. That was the moment I knew.
You knew.
I was
but
like,
you played
oh,
a game.
Those
wait,
guess what? Those commercials were tight. They were tight.
Tribe Called Quest
so
did
was the
Sprite
merchandise.
commercials back then, though.
Right,
Main
absolutely.
Source did.
Absolutely.
And guess what?
Tribe was the first one that
Tribe
did the
was the
Sprite one.
first.
Props to whoever was at Sprite, who was like, we could actually do like good music commercials, like where the music's really dope.
Yeah.
So I get why people are like that, but ultimately what I think is, first of all, be proud. The reason I want that jacket is so I can rep the brand around the world. You want to rep your love for it. And when I got up to this is interesting, full circle, not to make it all about me, but I know you said it anyway. When I had that awkward moment that you would be one of the few who might remember from Fife's celebration at the Apollo, when I mentioned Led Zeppelin, and then Kanye later was like, we ain't talking about Led Zeppelin. This is exactly what I meant. Tribe is like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Bob Marley. That sells forever.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
but
forever. And that's a beautiful thing.
Kanye was talking about Led Zeppelin's sound when they got popular, represented the taking of black music.
I understood what both of them. I understood what both of them were saying. To be honest, I understood what both of them were saying at the.
But the other
Apollo.
piece is this: how many things has Tribe worn in their videos, or Fife worn in their videos, sports memorabilia, right? That you all that love Tribe, myself included, went out and bought. That Tribe saw no
prop offer. Absolutely. That's the whole reason why, like I said, when me and Q-Tip had discussed things, that was my thing. I was like, bro, this is your 401k. This gotta put you up. It means too much.
Yeah, man.
It resonates too well. It just needs to be executed in the right manner.
And guess what company, in particular this one, and who owns the company that you collaborate?
Pharrell.
Right.
Who started his career on Tribe.
But that was
right.
amazing.
That's what I said. Like,
it's beautiful.
That's what I said. It was like when I came to them and I was like, yo, look, at the end of the day, this is boop, 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 boop. It just, the safe unlocked on the first try. It wasn't no pushback. They was like, bet.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? They introduced me to Mimi Cho. Shout out to Mimi and the whole staff, Greg, Damon, everybody. They welcomed us with open arms. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Because they got it. From the door. It wasn't like a tug of war and a whole bunch of, it was just like, yo, we sat down, you know, they asked me what my vision was. I began to explain it to them. I said, look, I want to do it like this, bust it down like this, and literally we got to it.
Good for you, man. I'm happy about it.
I also saw Caden with a Can I Kick It Child remix.
Right.
What is that from?
That's actually, he actually has a video for it coming soon. We should do a Hot 97 premiere with that. That'd be dope.
A Caden Hot 97 premiere.
Right.
The consequence dead ass.
I'm dead ass
How old is
serious.
Caden now?
6. Caden album be done in like 3 weeks.
So wait, now you brought Caden around here since he was 2 years old,
right?
And so he's been with you. I mean, other when he's in school, obviously he's in school because he started school kindergarten, right? Like,
he was
preschool.
Preschool.
Yeah, so like 3-4 was when he started going to school. How did the rap thing happen for him? Was it like you was like, yo, you gonna get these raps off because we're gonna get this Nickelodeon money, or he just started spitting bars?
Nah, it started with him coming home from the hospital, and instead of singing lullabies, I rapped in my verses.
Oh wow! So you was putting bars
I just did it, and then he just, it's amazing. Like, that's the most amazing thing I ever did in my life is my son. Like, he came to the studio with me when he was 3, and he was like, Daddy, I want to do that part. And what's funny, the irony of it is that when Caden was about like 2, we had to get him a speech therapist because he's the only child, so he was having a little difficulty expressing himself because he would listen to me and Jen, and it was like trying to translate instead of like having a peer. Like once he got into preschool, it was like, he had all this.
He was ready.
He had a whole bunch of, like, he just had a bunch of stuff to say because
he couldn't communicate like the adults could, so it made him feel like he wasn't.
Right. So by the time he got to like pre-K or whatever, started going to day school, it was like boom. So then once he did that, his desire was to really, I guess, just emulate me at first. So we went to the studio. Like I said, he wanted to do a part. I let him do it. And then we went to Q-Tip's crib maybe like a month later, and Tip was joking with him like, yo, you should do a drop for me. And he did it. And then, like, literally, I was doing like my EP, A Good Comeback Story, I think it was like maybe like 13 or 14 or something like that, the year to 14 or 15. Did that. And then he did his first joint with me and him rapping back and forth on this record called That Dude. And then from there, we just started going. Like, he ready now. He ready. Like, my son, I'm telling you, on this jacket, like, yo, on this jacket, that's the next one.
And he feels comfortable performing and stuff?
Wait till y'all see the video. I'm gonna show y'all off camera. Like, he literally gonna perform next month at the Vans release, and from there, like, bro, this.
And you're not. And be honest, we're all friends. You're not pushing this on him as a father. You're not a showbiz dad who's just like, I want this from you.
No, I want it now because we had a meeting at Disney. He performed on the couch, like when Kanye got signed to College Dropout. So yeah, I'm dead ass now. Like, ain't no stopping now, bro.
But he really
what's
wants
funny?
it.
Well, no, here's what's funny too. And how old is he?
6.
And when did he do the thing on the couch for the
He did the
Nickelodeon?
thing on the couch when we did Complex Con.
So how long was that?
That was the summertime,
Yeah.
right?
No, November.
No, November.
That was recent.
Yeah, that was in November.
So Issa got asked to do a similar thing.
And we saw what happened.
Right.
Folded up.
So wait. So Issa, all she does, sing, rap, dance in the house, the whole thing.
Mind you, Issa's 3.
She's 3. So, her mom got somebody in the DMs or whatever asked, for her. We'd love to have her come, and we've kind of just been like, nah, we're not doing the modeling thing. We just gonna let her live life. Finally, her mom, after a couple of requests, decides to go. Issa sits down in front of the lady, and the lady goes, "So I hear you love to sing and dance and rap." Issa looks deadpan in the lady's face and goes, "No."
And that was it.
That was it.
It never happened. She walked out.
That was it. We was like,
I'm gonna tell you something real.
Sorry.
I'm gonna tell you something real though, Ebro.
Nope.
Let her do it again.
If it comes back around,
Because I'm gonna tell you this, like it's not like he never like been in a situation where he's not. But one thing I say about my son, like he's not nervous. Like he doesn't like he's like for a second and then he'll do it, but because it's something that kind of. Yeah, I have cultivated it. You know what I'm saying? I've encouraged it.
Well, he's been around you. Yeah, he's been around you.
But I encourage it.
Right,
Like,
and he's watched you too.
right. So like, and the thing is just like, the more that they digest and absorb, like Caden be hype. Like when he was on, when we did the last tour, like he seen me do more bias. He was like, I'm in.
When he saw you on stage in front of the people, he was like, I want that now. Yeah, that happened.
And Jen is fully on board with this too. Jen's into it.
I mean, she's into it, but she's his mother, and
so she's the one who pulls you back sometimes.
Of course,
she definitely
and shields him and wants to.
But she saw that Can I Kick It video yesterday and was like, you really look good in this, Caden. You know what I mean? Because she definitely critiques. Like she definitely has said like other things like I don't know, like he just don't got no dance moves or something. I'm like, man, he ain't Chris Brown, he Jay-Z.
Which is by the way, this is hilarious because this is a marriage between a rapper and a critic. Basically, she's like, I don't know because he doesn't really. Right. Jen the Bread. She's like, I don't know if this is right.
And I'm like. This your blood.
Yeah.
Blood? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if he can't, like, my thing is, like, I'm just an optimist.
She would.
I
think she's probably operating from a place of I would rather be honest with him and protect him than have him get out there
right,
and
absolutely.
get.
She don't want the brick. She don't want the brick. You know what I'm saying?
Of course not.
Right.
She's like, let's focus on
you
that's part of the game.
Nah, that's part of the game. That's part
She's
of
just trying to wait to let him get to like 17 before he breaks. She don't want him to break it.
Nah.
5.
It's time now, man. And you ain't gonna have baby hair for the rest of your life.
Wow. So wow.
Wait.
He's only 6 though. She wants to hug him still. She's only 6.
What do you mean he's not
still
gonna
a
have baby hair? What you think he's getting a pass because he light skin and got baby hair?
I ain't say the light skin part, but the baby hair, yes.
Wait.
The baby hair, absolutely. Rapping the way he rap, like when you hear his record, you gonna be like, oh yeah, this different.
So you say we
it's
never heard a
It's
6-year-old
a combo pack.
We never heard anything like this. You're saying for someone his age.
Bro, Mike was how old was Michael Jackson?
All right, we going.
right.
I'm gonna.
No, I'm just saying,
come
how
on
old
now.
is he? I ain't-
Because if you want him to be
I said,
treated like a
how
rapper,
old?
we gonna treat him like a rapper.
He is a rapper. I
Hang
said,
on, you're
how
not about to.
old?
I don't
I
know.
said,
He's
how
not.
old?
I don't
I
know.
said, how old?
9. He was 9.
All right, so I'm just saying from a being able to perform in a talent level.
Listen,
hey,
Caden, man.
Hey,
Caden, listen. If you're watching this, I love you, bro. But if you want to step into this rap thing, you're gonna be treated like the rest of the rappers.
absolutely.
We ready for it.
Absolutely. We not playing. We not playing.
Look.
We not
I
playing.
believe it.
Why would I'm gonna just say this, but why would I play with my own flesh and blood?
No, you
That's why.
wouldn't. I don't-
That's my
nobody
own
thinks
flesh
you
and-
playing.
No. I'm just saying like
You believe it.
And I'm just saying it's an arrogance, but I'm saying just look at some of the things I've been a part of.
No, for sure. I'm not. But look, you're also a dad.
Absolutely. And I'm
Right,
talking
so-
like a dad. So I'm saying like
No, but you're LeVar Balling me right now. I'm gonna have to see him on the court.
Absolutely.
Because LeVar Ball was a basketball player, and his kids are great players, but he's still LeVar Ball.
Absolutely.
No,
He's
but
the
to
dad,
the
and the
point
dad
where
gets
to the
You know what? Shout out to LeVar Ball because you want to know why? Like that.
No, I'm a LeVar Ball supporter.
Right. He might be overbearing when it comes to it, but it's out of love.
I don't even know based on talking to the kids if
Stop
the
it.
kids
Stop
the kids say that he's overbearing.
I don't care if the kids say it. His
They have.
employer at this point. Now you're over. He's at the point now with the Lakers where he's overbearing.
No, well now he's just being.
If he gets a deal, if Caden gets a deal and he's popping at Def Jam, deal. And he runs into Paul Rosenberg's office like, listen, fucking here, Rosenberg, start trying to choke him out. We'd be like, yo, you need to chill and let Caden do his job.
Right.
For sure.
That's because LeVar's.
You gotta. It's balanced. Like like I said, I'm excited about it, and obviously I love my son, but there's definitely balance and there's gravity to situation because like I said, from an age standpoint, like he's 6, but there's so much ceiling, and like even with LeVar, I think that's the only thing is just like that overbearingness doesn't allow for the ceiling to get to the championship and the ceiling of getting into the playoffs, and because you have to.
You got to
LeVar's problem has been too much too soon. Like your son hasn't even made it to the All-Star break.
In some instances, failure is a good thing because it cultivates a winner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
like
it can be the best thing.
Yeah, it cultivates a winner. Like you can't if you win because of circumstances, then look how many people have lost one time and then that's it. It's over because they don't know. They don't have a bounce back.
But they don't know how to lose.
They don't know how to lose and make it work for them later. So,
go get this tribe stuff right now because if you've seen it right now, that means you got to do it.
Please do.
And Caden, we about to get to these raps. It seems like
absolutely, absolutely. Hey, look. I'm this real. After I finish with this close run, we have him come up here and freestyle because he's my son.
We're gonna get him on a flex freestyle.
I'm with it. I'm with it because I'm not fronting about what I'm saying.
He will be the youngest.
Yeah, I'm not fronting about what I'm saying.
I know you're not.
We could get him on. As soon as I'm done with this close run, and I put the cape back on, I'll bring him up here, and whatever outlet you want to do, flex enough. Megan, y'all, we'll throw the beat on.
Let's go.
This is gonna be good. Yo, I love you, bro. Thank you so much.
Love Consequence.
I appreciate y'all support throughout the years and now. Thank you. Yeah.